the border.
That vote's now officially passed, we're hearing?
Yeah, it has officially passed. The final number was 220 to 196. And again, that is with those 6 Democrats, almost all of them frontline Democrats, meaning Democrats in competitive districts, voting for it. I can tell you, Diane, it was expected that this resolution would probably pass along party lines because this was obviously a Republican effort to condemn Harris and start to build this case of disagreement with her over policy. But I don't think anyone was really expecting 6 House Democrats, and that's a fair number just given how slim the numbers are here in the House of Representatives, to vote for a resolution that is condemning the presumptive nominee of their own party.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. Okay. And this right here cuts through the BS from the mainstream level media because, again, these Democrats are in swing districts. Okay. So they're in districts where, hey, I just can't gaslight the people and lie to them about what's going on. I can't just get on board with the extremism of Kamala Harris and the fact that she quite literally believes in open borders. I cannot vote against condemning the disastrous job that she is responsible for, right? So you would think that if the Republicans were lying, right? If everybody was lying, all the mainstream liberal media articles in 2021 were wrong about Kamala Harris's role, then why in the world did 6 Democrats vote to condemn the party nominee for her role when it comes to the border? It doesn't make sense. Like, you rarely get these situations in Congress where you have Republicans and Democrats coming together to agree on something, unless they want to give a handout to corporate America, Ukraine, or Israel. But outside of that, hey, when it comes to stuff like this, they really don't agree too often, right? And you having 6 Democrats coming out, going on record, voting record, saying that, yes, Kamala Harris was not just border czar, but she also was terrible at her job, right? We do not agree with how she handled that situation, a border situation. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. It really is. That's a huge acknowledgement.
To note here, which is we have seen some House Republicans in recent days start to take aim at Harris over her race. We've heard them use the phrase DEI hire and things of that nature. And one of the things we've learned, our Rachel Scott and I are reporting, that sources tell us that in a closed-door House Republican meeting earlier this week, Speaker Mike Johnson told them, focus on the policy, don't focus on personal attacks.
See, here's the problem. Here's the problem, right? And this is, again, the issue with Republicans being so damn weak and so afraid of the Democrats. No matter what Republicans do, Democrats going to make this race about race, right? They're going to make it about identity politics, no matter what they do. Okay. I've already showed you guys videos of Republicans, conservatives saying, yeah, Kamala Harris is incompetent. But yet liberal black women and Democrats say, oh, well, that's racist, right? It's racist to call Kamala Harris incompetent. So it doesn't matter what phrase you use or what term you use to characterize Kamala Harris's inability to do the job, even though everybody knows, right? America knows that this woman is incompetent. They're going to say you're racist, okay? DEI is not a racial attack. DEI is an attack on the fact that Kamala Harris was chosen because of her race and her gender, not because of her qualifications, right? But again, they want to try to handicap Republicans into not being able to use one of their most effective lines of attack, which is questioning Kamala Harris's competence and her judgment, right? And this is why they're calling it racist. And they're falling for it hook, line, and sinker because our leadership, unfortunately, is weak when it comes to these issues. Instead of standing up for the truth and just acknowledge it for what it is, Biden chose her because she's black and she's a woman. And this is what he listed as his main qualifications, okay? Instead of just saying that, no. These people are being punked into being silent about it and trying to pretend as if that's not a substantive thing to talk about when it is. Questioning why Kamala Harris was picked is a substantive conversation. This is what Republicans don't understand. You can tie her incompetence back to the results. Like, for example, they want to deny that the border was Kamala Harris's problem, right? Oh, well, she was tasked with stemming the root causes of illegal immigration. Okay, well, if you want to frame it that way, okay, if you want to say, well, the border wasn't her fault, then again, why is it that she didn't do her job, right? Why didn't she stem the root causes, right? Why did she fix the root causes if that's what she was tasked with? So again, even if she wasn't tasked with protecting the southern border, she still was tasked with trying to stem the flow of illegal immigration into this country, in which she's failed. She was an epic disaster. That's what happened. Because what? She's incompetent. But see, when you can't criticize her because you're afraid of being called racist, then you're taking away one of your strongest attacks. And Republicans can't do that, right? You cannot do that, right? They're falling for this nonsense, hook, line, and sinker.
This resolution is in that vein, trying to focus on border policy.
So, Selena, how do you expect Harris to now defend against this? We have heard the campaign already talk about how she wasn't actually the border czar. But do you expect to hear more on what she actually did in her role in terms of immigration and the border? And what do you expect to hear from her at that event today?
Yeah, look, I think her campaign is driving home the message about the contrast here between her versus former President Donald Trump, and how she believes that she is the best person to hold Donald Trump to account. This is all about the framing of a prosecutor versus a convicted felon. So while she does have vulnerabilities in those areas we've been talking about, including immigration and the economy, they believe that because of who she is, she can drive out the voters that this campaign needs the most. Her campaign put out a memo just yesterday saying that a disproportionate number of these undecided voters are Black, Latino, and young voters. These are all groups that they believe Harris can drive out in droves. And I can just tell you here, Diane, I've been speaking to a lot of the teachers and public educators who are here today, and they say they feel a kind of energy and enthusiasm they haven't felt in months, including using the word hopeful.
So yeah, no, you're not going to get anything on policy, right? Notice how none of these people are talking about policy, right? They're not doing it at all. Well, why is that? It's because they know they can't defend her on policy. But hey, the good thing for Democrats is that it seems as if they don't actually care about that, right? They care more about the vibes, man. They care more about the feelings than actual policy, okay? And that is one of the biggest issues that we have in this country, is that too many people are concerned about feelings and emotions instead of facts, policy, and results, okay? If this election is about facts, policy, and results, Trump is going to win in a landslide, and this is why they're trying so hard to not make the election about that. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.